Welcome back to Rhythm Guitar Book 3. This book takes a deep dive into all sorts of movable chord shapes. We're on pages 84 and 85. In this lesson, you're going to learn the movable C major 6 shape. You can watch all these videos for free, but it's going to be a lot easier to learn if you have your own copy of Rhythm Guitar 3 that you can read from and write in. Plus, you can help support a music teacher, so I'll leave a link in the description. At the top of page 84, we have the new movable C major 6 shape. This one has a root on the 5th string, and the fingering is 4, 2, 3, and 1, muting strings 1 and 6. In a lot of the movable chords we play, the first finger is our guide finger for finding our root note, but for this C major 6 shape, notice the 4th finger is on the root, so the 4th finger will be your guide. This would be a C6 that I'm playing, because my 4th finger is on this C, 3rd fret, 5th string. If I move it up to, say, the 6th fret on the 5th string, now it's an E flat 6. At the bottom of page 84, we have number R110, the C6 shape etude. It's going to be that same C6 shape over and over again. Now notice those Roman numerals. For example, that first one, we have a C6. The Roman numeral 1, that just means your first finger is at the 1st fret. Remember, that is your position marking. So that's not necessarily where your root note is going to be. I like to, even though this says first position, I tend to use my 4th finger in this one. I like to use my 5th finger as my guide so I don't get myself confused. Now you can use your Roman numerals, or you can just follow the notes on the 5th string, whichever you prefer. Like I said, I'm just going to follow the notes on the 5th string. Let's take a look at these chords. We begin with that C6, again first position, my first finger is at the 1st fret, however my pinky, my root note, is on the C, on the 3rd fret of the 5th string. Next we have an F6, so I'm going to move my root to the 8th fret. B flat 6, this will take you up there a little bit. So in this case my pinky is at the 13th fret. E flat 6, A flat 6, D flat 6, G flat 6, B6. Again, this is going to take you up there. It's kind of uncomfortable up here. Just do the best you can. To E6, A6, D6, G6, and ending on C6 where we started. Once you're comfortable finding and playing those chords, go ahead and play through the exercise. Nice slow pace, nice easy strumming. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. At the top of page 85, we have number R111, this minor 7 to dominant 7 to major 6 etude. We're going to be using the same 3 shapes over and over again. It begins with an A minor 7 using the C minor 7 shape. That one has a root on the 5th string, so that's going to put this A minor 7 with the root way up here at the 12th fret. Moving to a D7 with the E7 shape. That means our root note is going to be on the 6th string, and that's going to be at the 10th fret, and play your E7 shape from there to get a D7. And then G6 using our new C6 shape. The root of that shape has the root on the 5th string. So place your root there at the 10th fret, and you've got yourself a G6. And as mentioned, it's going to be the same 3 forms throughout. G minor 7, keep the same root as your G6, just change to the G minor 7 chord. To a C7, that'll be at the 8th fret. To an F6, that will be with the root at the 8th fret as well on the 5th string. That F6 turns into an F minor 7 on the next line, so keep that same root note. To a B flat 7, that's going to be at the 6th fret. To an E flat 6, also at the 6th fret. E flat minor 7, so again, same root note, just change to minor 7. A flat 7 at the 4th fret. D flat 6, also at the 4th fret, but on the 5th string. Now we scoot back up the fretboard for this A flat minor 7. That we'll put the root at the 11th fret. D flat 7 at the 9th fret. G flat 6, root also at the 9th fret. That changes to F sharp minor 7. G flat and F sharp are enharmonically equivalent, same note. So just keep that same root note, switch to a minor 7 form instead. B7, the root will be at the 7th fret. E6, root also at the 7th fret, but on the 5th string. Last line, E minor 7, so keep that same root, switch to the minor 7 shape. A7, root at the 5th fret on the 6th string. D6, root also at the 5th fret, but on the 5th string. D minor 7, keep that same root. G7 at the 3rd fret. C6, root also on the 3rd fret, but on the 5th string. Once you're comfortable finding and playing those chords, go ahead and play through the exercise as always with an easy tempo, easy strum. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, same root. Back up the fretboard. Same root. At the bottom of page 85, we have number R112, this minor 7 flat 5 to dominant 7 to C6 shape etude. It's going to be the same progression you just played in R111, except we're going to be playing minor 7 flat 5s instead. So at the beginning, we have an A minor 7 flat 5 using the C minor 7 flat 5 shape. This is one of our oddballs because we're actually not going to be playing the root. Keep track of where the root would be on the 5th string at the 12th fret. But remember, for this one, we're going to play that flat 5, which is going to be 1 fret lower than the root, and it's going to be on the 6th string. And then we have a D7, as you played before, with the E7 shape, root on the 6th string, 10th fret, and then to a G6 using your new C6 shape, root will also be at the 10th fret. And just like R111, it's going to be those same 3 shapes throughout. So G6 moving to G minor 7 flat 5, the root will be the same, but again, instead of playing the root on the 5th string, we're playing the flat 5 on the 6th string, 1 fret lower. Then C7 with the root at the 8th fret, F6 with the root at the 8th fret but on the 5th string, F minor 7 flat 5, so keep track of where that root is, but just play the 7th fret instead, to a B flat 7, root on the 6th fret, to an E flat 6, root also at the 6th fret on the 5th string, E flat minor 7 flat 5, A flat 7, root on the 4th fret, D flat 6, root on the 4th fret as well on the 5th string, A flat minor 7 flat 5. If you were playing the minor 7 shape, not the flat 5 shape, your root would be at the 11th fret, and the flat 5 will be at the 10th fret on the 6th string, to a D flat 7, root on the ninth fret, 6th string, G flat 6, so same fret, but just move to the 5th string for your root. G flat and F sharp, enharmonically equivalent, so keep track of where your root would be, but again, which would be at the 9th fret, but again, move 1 fret lower to play your flat 5 on the 6th string. B7, root on the 7th fret. E6, also with the root on the 7th fret, but on the 5th string. E minor 7 flat 5, keep track of where your root would be if you were playing it. A7, root on the 5th fret. D6, root also on the 5th fret, but on the 5th string. D minor 7 flat 5. G7, root on the 3rd fret. And C6, root also on the 3rd fret, but on the 5th string. And then once you're comfortable finding and playing those chords, play through the exercise as always, nice easy pace with an easy strumming pattern. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Back up the fretboard. Your assignment is to practice the exercises on pages 84 and 85. And don't forget to order your own copy of Rhythm Guitar 3. The link is in the description. Take your time with this, and then when you're ready, I'll see you on page 86. We have some exercises that focus on switching back and forth between major 7 and major 6 forms.